All righty, welcome into Chatterbox Bearcats. It's Houdini. We got Lily. This is a hoop show. We're moving on to hoops. We got the Louisville Cardinals coming into the beloved U.S. Bank Arena Friday night, number 6 in the country, man. Pat Kelsey and the boys are coming, and they can score. Now, that is competing against, speaking of Pat Kelsey, it's competing against the Elder Panthers and St. X Bombers playing a playoff game at Paycor Stadium. And I don't know if you checked the seat geek out. There's still a lot of seats available. I think we're literally competing with high school sports right now, which, hey, it's elder. I get it. I mean, that brings in a ton of fans, but I'm a little bit nervous that we're not going to bring enough people to this game. So if you don't have anything going on Friday night, what better than to watch the UC Bearcats take on an awesome Louisville team, and we'll see if we can compete. But Lily, I'll ask you that right off the gate. Do we have a shot at winning this basketball game?
We got a shot, Houdini, and I'm disappointed you didn't ask my take on ex-Elder.
What is it? Who do you got?
I do want to point out that I have no comment on the matter, and I hope both teams lose. So
Panthers,
that's my take on the high school game as a Moeller guy. Great for the city though. But this Louisville game, the buzz on Twitter, the negativity, we're going to get our asses kicked. I think people are going to be a little surprised when the spread comes out, and KenPom has it as a 5-point game right now. I think the spread will be closer to 8, just because Louisville looks good. I think the public's going to bet on them, and they've got dynamic guards. And the reason why I think we have a chance here is that scenario where like Day and Sincere Harris play really great defense. We disrupt their offense. They really had a field day against Kentucky, and I think that we're just a different team than Kentucky. I know we're still going to play fast, but we really do have some lockdown perimeter defenders. I'm not saying we're going to definitely win the game, obviously, but I think there's a scenario here where it ends up being a really good back and forth game.
Yeah, so you mentioned their front court, their offense. Let's get right into it. They average 103 points per game. They're number 2 in KenPom in offense. We are number 2 in defense in the KenPom rankings. That compares to our 78.5 points per game. We haven't played, a lot of juggernauts. Either is Louisville and Kentucky. If you just want to look at their schedule, Kentucky hasn't looked like some powerhouse buzzsaw like we might have thought they were. We saw them get handled by a good Michigan State team as well, but maybe Kentucky isn't as good as we thought. But that, leads me to that front court, like I was mentioning. Mikal Brown, freshman, 6'5". They got Conwell, 6'4", 215 pounds. Do you think that we need to play guys like Day Thomas and Buck Harris 40 minutes if they can avoid foul trouble? Because I do not know how a guy like Creasa, how would the matchups go? I almost want to say put Buck Harris in that starting lineup right off the bat so we don't get drubbed in the first 10 minutes from an onslaught of offense.
Yeah, I think we got to see a lot of Sincere Harris. I do want to apologize for the video lag for anybody watching on YouTube, but the audio is working just fine. The Louisville guards, they're talented and they're big. Mikal Brown, 6'5", McNeely, 6'4", Conwell, 6'4", Woolley, 6'4". And I think that, Kirk Crease is 6'3", but, he doesn't have that physical presence that can handle guards like that, in my opinion. So we do need a really good dark magic, evil dark arts game from Kirk Crease. Maybe getting Mikal Brown, 5-star freshman. He looks like he's 14. I want to see if Kerr can pull something off there. Maybe get a technical foul, get in his head a little. But this is a Sincere Harris game for me. He has to be on the court. He can't pick up quick fouls, and we've seen that a lot so far. He only fouled out once or twice last year at West Virginia, and I think he's going to go over that number very quickly in Clifton.
Do you think Day Thomas can match up against Mikal Brown? He's tall, but he's not huge. He's 190 pounds, because that's where I get worried, because I'm like, you can't put Day Thomas on Conwell. I don't think. Maybe I got to run the tape from last year against Xavier after that W and see who guarded Conwell for the majority of that game, because Conwell's a beefy dude. I would think he's more of a Buck Harris matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm putting Day on the freshman, and I'm putting Sincere on Conwell. And then McNeely, we just got to figure it out. Those are the two guys I want our guys on. And I think that's how we're going to start, once they're both on the court. I think that's how it's going to go. And I mentioned I kind of want to switch the starting lineup for this game. No shots at Abayev, of course, but I really don't want to go into that first 16-minute timeout down 12-2. I want to set the tempo and really try to disrupt their guard play because, they have good bigs, it seems like, but their offense runs through those guards. So just really want to see how Louisville responds to like our physical presence on the perimeter there.
Yeah, just looking at their starting lineup, 6'11", 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", 6'7". We have comparable stuff if we're talking about our backcourt in Mustafa and Baba. So I don't think we're going to be completely overmatched, but it is interesting once you get into the weeds with, a Day Thomas, like can Tillery get in there and play defense against this highly talented roster. Now, before everyone freaks out, like the jury's still kind of out on Louisville. Like if you just look at, who they have played, right? It's South Carolina State, Jackson State, Kentucky, which we're not really sure what Kentucky is right now at this moment. They were number 8 in the country, I believe, when they beat them. And then they played my beloved OU Bobcats and blew the brakes off them. So, like, this isn't some we still don't really know what we've seen here. I know the Ken Pom stuff and all the stats are out here, but we're talking such a limited sample size that it wouldn't be out of the question. And like you mentioned, the Ken Pom spread's only 5. People are going to absolutely hammer that into double digits, I would think. It is, a neutral site, but I think Louisville's going to come to this game. You might see more Louisville fans than UC fans. I hope that is not the case. Everybody needs to get to this game. But my point is, we don't know if Louisville is as good as what they look like right now. Like, I think we're going to have a legit shot at winning this game. Now, on an offensive standpoint, I think we got to absolutely shoot lights out to stay in this thing. Because I don't think our defense, I know we've had some good defensive performances. You're going to need to shoot the ball really well to be able to stick with this team, man, because they can put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, like that's what I've been saying all week in group chats and stuff. I think we kind of got to shoot high 30s at the minimum from 3, like the Dayton game, but maybe even more volume because I went back and watched the Kentucky-Louisville game. These guys, like we said they're the second ranked offense in the country. They like have serious shot makers on the perimeter. Like they're not just making open threes. They are making the threes where you throw your phone. You're like, he's guarded. We had 2 guys on him, just drains it. NBA stuff, especially Mikal Brown. I think one of those, like to me, and this, I'm sure this will get recorded by Louisville fans if the opposite happens, but this is a true freshman with a ton of hype. He hasn't had a bad game yet. Like he's going to have a bad game. Why not on Friday? Like make him have a bad game and then see what happens. We can't be letting them get easy shots because they're going to make those. And we got to make ours. And then clean up all the turnovers. We can't do the 20 plus for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be interesting from a turnover perspective because you got to take care of the basketball. They're certainly not Dayton's defense. And by the way, while we're recording this, we just saw Dayton beat Marquette on the road. We saw Mount St. Mary lose in overtime to Maryland. All of a sudden, our schedule, you look at, wait a minute, are we a wagon? Wait a minute, are we a wagon? We handedly beat all of these teams. So keep that in mind, but you gotta take care of the basketball.
Makes you wonder.
And Louisville likes to run and gun. I don't think we're going to see that crazy, full court press that Dayton was throwing at us. They like to run and gun. They got 6 guys at double figures right now, which is insane. And then the one kind of wild card is Pryor, who hasn't played much, coming back from an injury. We know what he can do. Transfer from South Florida, I guess 2 years ago now.
We recruited him. His film was fun.
Yeah, he's a fun player. He kind of looks like MGK out there playing basketball. So he's going to be a guy you got to keep an eye on because I think he's only played like a couple of games, 10 minutes or so. So we might see a little bit more than him depending on his health. And we're basically saying we need great games from everybody because we do, but we're going to need a big Mustafa game. If you wanted to call it his coming out party in the second half against Mount St. Mary's, whatever, we need a vintage, what we kind of thought we were getting in Mustafa Cham. Tell me I'm wrong here.
It's too early to be doing stuff like this, but it's a podcast. Let's have some fun. We can do whatever we want on this thing. The only red thing on Louisville's KenPom profile on offense is getting blocked. So to the Cham point, like if these guys get to the rim, he's finally starting to get blocks. If the guards get to the rim, that would be great if Mustafa showed up and disrupted stuff at the rim. I don't think you mentioned him yet, but their starting center is a international guy, Sananda Fru. And he kind of popped off the screen for me in the UK game. This guy's thick. Like he's like 6'10", 250 is what he looks like to me on he's got the big, and he moves pretty well. So that scares me because like Cham's a lot of things. And I think we actually don't even know what he is yet, but we know he's not like that body type. And we saw last year that Aziz would get kind of bullied by guys like this. So this could be a great coming out party for Cham to like maintain his composure, stay out of foul trouble with the big guy that has a little more pounds than you do, and affect the game in a positive way. And then we get his backup, a blast from the past, Ali Khalifa. Do you remember beating him before in a game we were not favored in by close to 10 points?
Yeah, and we killed him, right?
Did we make a lot of threes that game?
Now that you say that, I think we were just raining down on them from the perimeter. It helps a lot of offenses when you just make 25 threes in a game. Like it'll all of a sudden get every negative that you ever thought about a team. You go, wait a minute, this team can really move the ball. They're fluid. It's about knocking down shots. And we haven't seen it yet. We've been talking about this team being a three-point shooting team, which worries me a little bit, and I hate to use our boy KenPom too much, but our offensive rating is 134th in the country. That is 15 slots behind Xavier, the Xavier Musketeers. Okay.
I just refreshed and we're at 135th now.
We just dropped a slot. Okay. We just dropped a slot. Now, listen, it's been, a handful of games. I'm not going to get too concerned about that. But it does worry me because Day Thomas has been lights out. He has been awesome. It's almost like hero ball with Day Thomas. Will he be able to keep that up? I think he is a good three-point shooter, but it worries me a little bit. Lily, like what are your keys to our offense just being more efficient? It just seems like it's such a struggle when we sit in the half court. Or is it more of a scenario where it's like, no, we just run and gun, get the damn ball off the court, make a quick shot, couple dribbles, whatever, and just fire it? But what do you think that they can do to be a little bit more efficient offensively? I just asked you a question that they're asking the whole coaching staff like every day for the last 3 weeks.
We've been so bad at shooting like from long range this year that it's hard to even know. Like I just wonder what gets unlocked if you are making these shots. Like we're shooting 29.9% from three. If that happens, pack it up. We're out of here. Season's over. The Day thing, I'm still at the point, like I remember his first year here. I know everyone else does. Like I'm still at that point when Day pulls a three. I don't think it's going in. Even though he makes it every time right now. It's crazy. He's on a heater. He had a great year last year as our best shooter. And I still have not like mentally adjusted. So it would be great if Day continues this. If he does continue this, like he might be our leading scorer. I know Baba is right now, but to me, like Day gets his buckets a little easier than Baba does. Like I think Baba's kind of been feasting on the smaller players. So this offense is just a huge question mark to me. Like we need all these guys to start hitting more threes. We need to find out how good of a shooting team we are so that teams guard us different. And the two things I know about this offense right now, I don't think we're going to rebound the ball well on the offensive boards. And I know we're going to turn it over a lot. Those are the two things. So we need to make threes.
You do. And, part of that has to do with like, Kirk Kriisa is a true point guard, but in a the truest sense, he also turns the ball over like no one else. I mean, it's just something that comes with his game. And a lot of times it's gonna work out because his assist numbers are so fantastic. He makes that, next play, next pass, the highlight reel assists. But after that, it's like Day Thomas is he can play the point, but he's not a true point guard. He's more of a shooting guard, in my opinion. And then Tillery, he's just young. So it's like we don't really have that many, true point guards on this roster. So with that, you're going to see some turnovers, and you got a Shanabayev who's going to control the basketball a lot. And we've seen that. He's not as tight that you'd probably want with his handles. So I think that's just something that's going to come with this team. Hopefully they can just clean it up a little bit. I don't think they need to be perfect. You just can't have, 16 to 20 turnovers a game and expect to compete in the Big 12. So, I mean, that's going to be huge. And the free throw shooting's got to be better too. I mean, hell, dude, if Day Thomas wasn't on this team, he's shooting 61% from three. As a team, we're shooting 30%. He's shooting 94% from the line. As a team, we're shooting 63. If you take Day Thomas out of these numbers, you're going to throw up. So we need guys to figure it the hell out and figure it out soon from three-point line and the free throw line, because like Celestine, he mentioned today when in the media presser that, hey, he didn't come to Cincinnati to play like he's played so far. He's getting back from an injury. We need more from him. And I know he consistently has been a three-point shooting guy. That's fine. If you want to shoot a bunch of threes, we're okay with it over here. You just got to make them. You got to make those shots. So I think he's kind of an X factor in this game to see if we can get some more production out of him, because I think we need it. Yeah.
Do you think the free throw rate, not the percentage, is sustainable? We're 19th in the country at getting to the line right now. And like, we're talking about multiple 3-pointers like Day and Abayev. I'm losing count of how many 3-point fouls they're drawing. Stuff like that, I love it, but it also scares me because I don't think it's something that's going to translate when you play good teams. It did happen against Dayton, who we now know is great. They beat Marquette. Yeah. That was a statement win for the Bearcats. So do you think, like, we're going to be playing in transition? Obviously when you're in transition, you're more likely to draw a foul. Guys like Sincere Harris, Abayev, they have that knack for getting to the line. I think Baba Miller, we could throw him in there. He's drawing fouls like crazy. Chom, he's getting to the line a lot. Do you think this is going to be like a thing we see this year? Because this is so different than previous Bearcats teams.
I was going to say, it felt like last season we got to the line like 3 times.
It's the opposite. Yeah.
Like it was insane. It was like, get to the damn, attack the basket a little bit. Sustainable to the point that it is right now, probably not. But I sure as hell think they're going to be getting to the line a decent amount. I mean, like you said, with the transition basketball, and when, guys like Shanabayev and Day Thomas, when he shoots 60% from three, guys try to get out on him a lot, and he's really good at baiting them into that pump fake, Day Thomas. And Shanabayev's step back is just so lethal that guys try to get underneath him. So I think we're going to continue to see it. Obviously they're going to scout that a little bit. But, I mean, Buck Harris.
Especially the Abayev one. It's just
the Abayev one, they're going to say stop. Like the coach are going to be like, don't run into him when he does the step back three. Like, at least let him shoot it. Worst case scenario, he makes it. But like Buck Harris, you're going to be fouling him, dude. He attacks the rim like a wild animal, dude. I mean, it's Tasmanian devil. I just hope he doesn't get hurt when he does that, because he's hit I mean, we've played like 5-6 games, and the guy has been on his ass for half of the game. So to your point, no, I think maybe not to the rate it's at, but I think they're going to be getting to the line quite a bit, and that's going to be big too. Maybe not like the Michigan exhibition game when I think there was 200 free throws taken in that one, but to maybe slow down their offense getting to the line, I think would be huge.
It helps coaches like communicate with players. It gives you a break when you're playing this fast. To the UC fans that don't look at stats and stuff, Louisville plays even faster than we do. We're 15th in possession length on offense. They are 4th. This game is going to be crazy. Bet the under at your own peril. I'd suggest don't bet the total. Enjoy the game. It's going to be back and forth. And the team that has the most amount of, that run we had against Dayton where it felt like we scored like 12 points in like 30 seconds or whatever it was. That's not
Yes.
at all accurate, but
It was
the point
close.
stands. Whoever has the most of those is going to win this game. There's some hard-hitting analysis for you, Houdini.
Yeah, and whoever hits more threes and turns the ball over less is going to win this game. I mean, the thing is, it's kind of simple. It really is. I mean, I think Wes Miller,
We figured this
said
sport
it
out.
in his halftime when they were playing Dayton. He's like, we got to win the next possession. Like, that's literally all it is. Take care of the basketball. Don't beat yourselves, man. Like, we've done that too many times over Wes Miller's tenure of just shitty, careless passing. Come on, clean it up. Dayton, I do give credit to Dayton. As we just saw, they're an absolute wagon. My question, Lily, before we wrap this thing up, I do have a couple of things we want to get to. Actually, first, before I ask that question, little teaser, Martino's. Okay, that's our presenting sponsor, folks. Craving something legendary? Swing by Martino's on Vine, right on Short Vine, just steps from the University of Cincinnati. Home of the best stromboli. Huge, cheesy, perfectly seasoned dough wrapped around your favorite toppings. Hungry for something even more massive? Try one of their signature 2-foot hoagies. Sandwich monstrosities piled high with everything from shaved ribeye to hot Italian sausage piled with veggies, cheese, and sauces. Remember they had the Subway footlong? Martino's just completely took them out of business. They got a 2-foot hoagie now, folks. Go there. Game day, Martino's has you covered. It's one of the best spots around to catch Bearcats games, home or away. TVs are everywhere. Crowd energy on point. Not a bad seat in the house. That does lead me to a point, Lily, irregardless of what we're talking about right now. I was in Pittsburgh over the weekend trying to watch I watched the monstrosity of a Bengals team play at Pittsburgh. But Saturday, I was trying to watch Georgia-Texas game. I'm at a sports bar, like a massive sports bar is what they market it as. They had a UFC rerun that was playing on like half of the TVs. I'm talking there was like 60 of them in there. Couldn't find one with the Texas-Georgia game on it. And I asked the lady, and this is like something that's happening across the country. It's an epidemic that's happening. And I was like, can you maybe turn on the Georgia-Texas game? We're talking like a massive SEC game. This is a sports bar, correct? And she goes, oh, my God, our TV guy, he's not in today. I go, what? Your TV guy? I said, I can be your TV guy right now. Give me the remote. But what is happening across bars in this country? I think somebody needs to address it, where if you ask them to change the channel, first off, it is like I just asked them to kill their firstborn child. They're like, oh, my, what? And they have to get a separate guy. It's like somebody should be the full-time TV guy then. He should get paid 6 figures. What's happening?
I've been complaining about this for a couple of years now. I think I'm going to blame COVID, just like I blame everything else on COVID. This has been bothering me. The station should be like part of your pre-game huddle, like at a restaurant, right? This is a sports bar. This is a very serious thing. People come to your restaurant to watch sports. They should be on. The important games should be on. If you work there, you should be aware of what they are, even if you don't care. Thank you for bringing this up, Houdini. It's ridiculous. I told my wife recently that retirement, I would like to operate and run my own sports bar that it's just, focused on sports. Like none of the food is great, right? Like it's a sports bar. No one's expecting, we want cold beer and the right game on the TV. But for some reason, when you go in lately,
they got a
it's like they don't
rerun of King of Queens on mute.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm like, well, listen, I love Doug Heffernan. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, I can't even watch the show first off. And you're right. You know how they always say like 50% of bars and restaurants close within the first year because they're not profitable. I think what would be really simple is you just put on the right games. People will go. I guarantee it, because you can't find it anymore. It's a real travesty. And we're going to keep bringing it up.
Originally, I thought you were going to say you went to Primanti Brothers and got the fries on your salad as croutons, or you went to Beddoes and got the cold cheese on your pizza. Like Pittsburgh, they're weird with food, man. They're weird with a lot of stuff.
I don't even know what the hell that is. I didn't have any salads with fries on them as croutons. Kind of sounds
a couple staples of Pittsburgh right there.
A little delightful. Yeah, I didn't really check out the food scene too much, but Pittsburgh, kind of not a bad city. I actually enjoyed it. I was kind of expecting.
They've got great pierogies. I'll say that. That's the end of the discussion. Yeah.
All right. I'm a big pierogies guy myself, so maybe I'll check it out next time I am in Pittsburgh. Last question I wanted to get to you about this game, though, now that I just teased and did the sponsor, the read. From a rotation standpoint, do you think Wes Miller is going to tighten that leash? Are we going to see – because I still don't know, and you might be able to tell me. When Zella came in and he was playing a decent amount of minutes, I didn't think he looked bad. But what was going on with McKinley? It seemed like – was he hurt? Was something going on? Was he just not playing well? Because those two both could be true. He's banged up.
It sounded like a precautionary thing. I don't think he's going to miss tomorrow. Sorry. Friday. Tomorrow when this comes out. Yeah, tomorrow. I hope he doesn't. Zella, did a job, but man, after you get the rebound, make the layup. That's the next step of our development here. I was getting a little frustrated with that, but it would be nice to have McKinley for this game. I think he will play, and I think the rotation should be shortened. And if it isn't, you're going to hear me on the broadcast. This is a must, you don't get these opportunities every day. Like we're playing, I don't even know who the next team we play after this because it doesn't matter. So when you play Dayton, when you play Louisville, when you play Xavier, treat it with the respect that it deserves. These are big opportunities to set a tone for the season.
I love that because a lot of times it feels like Wes is way too much of a player's coach, and he's almost giving these kids run because he likes them, which is fine and dandy when we're playing Mount St. Mary's, not when we're playing Louisville in a top 10 matchup for the first, top 10 win in God knows how long at this university. So, hey, we're going to find out real soon what this team is. I think it's going to be competitive. I think it'll be high scoring, shocking. But we're going to see what we have, and it's going to be a fun one. So get out to US Bank Friday night, 7:00. I know it's a shithole, but hey, the court is still the same as everywhere else.
Get the RC
I'm telling
Cola
you that right now. Yeah, they have RC Cola. They ran out of beer last time. I'm sure they figured it out now. I think they got the Jonas Brothers coming in the next night. So hopefully they got their best guys working the venue just to get some warm-up reps for those guys. So I think it's going to be a fun one. And then we got the football team. I know it seems like the season's dead, but you still got Nip at night against a very good BYU team. And, Fox Big Noon's coming into town. So it's a big weekend for Cincinnati in general. But that'll do it for us. I am Hudson Klauke. We got Eric Lilly here. Any last words before we sign off, brother?
Yeah. I'm going to make a statement, and I want you to follow up with your answer. If we win this game, I think it's because of Sincere Harris. That's my player prediction for if we win. I think that's the guy that has a breakout game. Probably should pick someone
I'm
that's
hoping
make
it's
a bunch of threes.
No, I mean, Buck Harris is my favorite player by far. I think he just changes the game in so many different ways.
I die for
just
him.
Scoring the basketball. He is just awesome to watch as a fan. It's like old school Cats basketball. But I think we're going to need a big one from our guy Mustafa. I want him to have that breakout game where he has, 22 and 11, something like that, and really puts his imprint on the game defensively as well. Because that's going to be big, man. These guys can score. If we can get some rim protection, and have good perimeter defense and force them to take the ball inside, I think he's going to be a big key. So Mustafa and Buck Harris, you heard it first. Those are the stars of the game. Those are the guesses from us. But that'll do it. Chatterbox Bearcats, like and subscribe. Please give us a 5-star on Apple, Spotify, wherever you find us. Like the YouTube channel as well. But we will see you Friday night after the game. Peace.